In the city, a thriving metropolis encompassing 1/3 of a billion souls, a man can change his world as easily as crossing the street. It is a place of a million cultures, the world in microcosm. For some, it is their last hope for survival. For others, it is their playground. And for others yet, it is their hunting ground. Isaac Sarason is a talented hacker, a doctor of applied network theory, trusted employee of British Telecom-Sprint. He lived in a world which 90% of his fellow citizens can only imagine. And he has a problem. His health is failing. His job is on the line. His world is crumbling around him. He wants out. And the street is his only escape. What happens when the life you dreamed of is killing you? What do you do when you find yourself hijacked? Colbyjack.net is proud to present Firmware, Hijacked, written and performed by R.L. Ferguson. Firmware, Hijacked, Episode 17, 28. David drove us back to my place over Ivanova's. Frankie pulled a suit bag and an aluminum briefcase with a large silver bow on the handle from the trunk. I cocked an eyebrow at the case. Frankie smiled. We climbed the stairs to my apartment. Upon entering, Frankie laughed. I never noticed how often he laughed until this morning. What's so funny? This place has as much character as your old place. Frankie stripped out of his clothes and tossed them in the fresher. The case with a bow sat on the kitchen counter. You never decorate. You set up equipment and put stuff in their place, but you never make the place yours. How's the shower? It worked fine the one time I used it. I stripped out of my clothes and added them to the fresher. I toggled the fresher on. Frankie was already starting the shower. I decorate. Remember college? I wallpapered the dormant posters. You put them up the day you arrived and didn't change them over the next 4 years. It's like you knew that everyone would think less of you if you didn't hang up scantily clad women all over the place. Admit it, you don't decorate. What's in the case? Wedding present. Frankie hit the airdryer. Had to wait for him to finish before he continued. Got the bride something as well. Didn't know her size, so I got her an envelope full of cash. The case is for me? Moving to the ghetto kill your brain cells? Get cleaned up. I promise I won't return it before you get to see it. I hopped in the shower. The amphetamines from the Refresh-All made my skin crawl under the jets of the shower. I never asked you, how old is the bride? I let the jets play over my head before answering. Nona's 16, I admitted. Robbing the cradle, I see. Known her long? Met her Friday morning. I stepped out of the shower and turned on the airdryer before Frankie could answer. I was dressed before Frankie said anything. He sat on the couch in a lightweight tan suit. The aluminum briefcase sat beside him. You said earlier they pulled a Janet on you. Exactly. Hallucinogens and seduction? More like blind drunk with a hallucinogen chaser. She used Relaxa on me after taking Fertilox. Relaxa, damn Relaxa. #1 date rape drug on college campuses today. Aggressive women love it. The ladies call it love potion #9. Frankie shook his head in disgust. Wonderful folks you've met. Her idea, or did someone put her up to it? Leo, vicious thug with the morality of a rat. Frankie stared at the ceiling for a long time. I put on my shoes. I guess it's congratulations. In retrospect, I shouldn't be surprised. You've always had a bullseye on you for women who need something. Thanks, I guess. Frankie knocked the case. This is all yours. Found out about your nuptials and figured you might need this. Thanks. Won't this cause you problems with BTS? I don't work for them. It's none of their business how I spend my money. Now open it. The case was a generic piece of luggage. There were no corporate marks on the smooth aluminum shell. I toggled the locks and opened it gently. Black foam, plastic blocks in multicolored plastic bags, and new electronic scent greeted me. I looked up at Frankie. It's an Apempo Null portable, Frankie said. If you're leaving BTS, I figured you'd need something more portable than what you normally use. I pulled out the largest block of industrial plastic. A spec sheet fell out of the bag as I opened it. I ran my eyes over the sheet. What I saw there in fractured text speak was amazing. This is Nigerian black market. Where'd you get it? A little place your pal Zahar knew about. Actually, he didn't know about it, but his girlfriend did. Frankie stood up and started to pace. Then the show at Epstein's was staged for my benefit? No. Zahar told me he had a friend. He called the friend and got directions. He shouldn't have ended the call with "Tai ni." I stared at Frankie. Love you too, in Mandarin. Frankie smiled for a moment. The Pemapel Null wirelessly interfaces with a heads-up infoscope display thingy in the glasses. The salesman demonstrated how it worked. He said it used a magnetic induction system to write data directly to the visual cortex. Micro cameras in the frames allow you to see the world around you, and the glasses have traditional lenses, so no one needs to know you aren't really looking at them. I had him set it up with a pair of Mospa shades like the ones you are fond of. Microphone and speakers are integral to the frames. Wireless fingerless gloves let you do the controls. The processor runs off an alcohol fuel cell, refuel it on, anything over 90 proof. The reservoir holds enough fuel for a week of continuous operation. Well, if you use pure alcohol, you can extend the range up to 3 weeks. The glasses recharge off ambient light, motion, and temperature differential. Guess that means they leach heat to make juice. The gloves use a similar system, just no solar. Everything for the happy hacker on the run. He tapped the side of the unit. There are even interface plugs if you want to use them. I don't think you will. Forgot the best part. Reprogrammable network ID. Be what you want to be in the network you're in. Think that's the illegal part. It is. I put on the glasses and the gloves and booted up the system. Then if they catch you, don't let them know where you got this. I won't. This is so cool. I ran through diagnostics. Ghostly text floated between me and the world. The unit was fast. The controls easy to manage. Best of all, it was no bigger than a biker's wallet. Frankie watched me. I can understand running from BTS. Sometimes a man finds a corp isn't the best fit for his lifestyle. Hell, remember when I worked for Skin Fresh? The sex toy manufacturer? Exactly. I was their top earner. The pay was better than what I make now. But, and here it is. But then I met Mara. I wanted a life with her, and how could I tell her I sold lifelike personal entertainment systems for home pleasuring? I couldn't. So I lied to her about what I sold for 3 months, until I got a route with Mercier Advantage Distribution. No one looks down on a pharma rep. Took a pay cut, but I had a good reason. You think my reason is good? Leaving BTS might just save your life. I'm only guessing here, but you haven't logged in with the implants in what, 2-3 days? Frankie stalked across the room like a caged animal. Since Thursday afternoon, so about 60 hours or thereabout. I know it isn't a proper, peer-reviewed, double-blind study, but I think there might be something to that quack in Port Dixon. The one who thought it was your implants? I smiled. You called him a Luddite bastard. I'm a pharma rep. Any cure that doesn't involve a pill is bad for business. I toggled through the Opempo null systems, found the network spoofer, and scanned for networks. This unit must have set you back a pretty pile of jewels. This is definitely military-grade hardware. You're welcome. Mara won't be getting her maker anytime soon. She won't miss what she doesn't know about. It was going to be a surprise. Frankie stopped his pacing. Your running is okay with me. I hear a butt coming. Damn right. You, my friend, have a history of women using you like Kleenex. One blow, and it's into the trash with you. Frankie resumed his pacing. You are the only guy I know who actually has a code phrase for drugged, screwed, and used. You've been janited. He stopped his pacing to glare at me. Okay, I'm going to start sounding like a sales seminar soon, but honestly, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. But this is different, I answered weakly. It's no different. Just 'cause there's a kid on the way doesn't change the fact that she raped you. She took what she wanted, and now this entire neighborhood is bending over backwards to make sure you stay happy. Ditch the bitch. There's 10,000 other neighborhoods outside the core where you could find a new life. What about the kid? That's what child support is for. Hell, I'll make arrangements. The money flows from me to her. You pay me when you can. What if Mara finds out? I tell her it's all part of a sponsorship organization. I'm helping a destitute street kid get ahead in life. If I can't sell it to Mara, I don't deserve to live, Frankie said. I think I like this girl, I said. Do you know how long it takes for Relaxa to fade completely from your system? No, I mumbled. I attempted to access the city's library. Forgot I didn't have a network. Without thinking, I snagged a nearby wireless signal. The router was a cheap Kenyan clone of a BTS model out of date a decade ago. I scrunched my face as I tried to remember the procedure for activating the law enforcement overrides. Believe me, you're still drugged. You won't know your true feelings for another day. Frankie sighed. You're trying to verify what I just said. Hand me my wallet. It's on the counter beside the fresher. Frankie handed me my wallet. I fished out my phone's old memory chip. I slotted it into the Opempo null. I searched the directories for the data utilities I needed. What do you think I should do? I found the router override codes and slotted into the rogue router. I gave myself network admin permissions. And I'm in. You are a piece of work. Less than 20 minutes before they come to haul you off to a shotgun wedding, and you're breaking into the local network. Have you listened to anything I've said? I'm listening. I wandered about the network, skipping from node to node. They've got a local network separate from the local carrier. Wonder if they've got a bridge into the main net. I shifted through the net, accessing node after node in rapid succession. The average user, hell, anyone but a network administrator, has trouble comprehending how a network works. They pull out their device, plug in the name of where they want to go, and receive their data in human-readable form. They never even question how it happens or why. My world, all the way back to high school, has revolved around the secret language of packets, switches, and routers. The data I accessed existed beneath the high-speed lines of the network. It was the data that moved the data that others used. The network was made up of off-the-shelf, out-of-date hardware. The type of thing you'd set up in a new house if you wanted everything going through the city high-speed network instead of using a wireless carrier. For fun, I wrote a few logs. Frankie pulled out his phone and checked the time. They'll be here in 15 minutes. If you're going to follow my advice, you don't have much time. Give me a second. This is interesting. Something in the logs caught my attention. There were security cameras hooked into the network. I pulled up a couple. The view of the street in front of Georgie's Market, a view of the bar at the Red Square, the lobby of Ivanova's, streamed in windows on the modified MOSPA goggles. That wasn't the interesting part. The interesting part was the presence of a second active admin account. I checked the activity logs. The account carried the 7-digit prefix of BTS. 10 minutes and counting, Frankie said. What can be more interesting than escaping a shotgun wedding? There's someone else in the system. Someone with super access using BTS equipment. I stood up as a black sedan pulled in front of Georgie's. In a little window before my eyes, I watched as 4 men in black ballistic business suits walked into the market. We need to get out of here. This work is released under Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share-alike license. Do what you want with it. Remix it, re-record it, transcribe it, share it. Just don't sell it or change the terms of the license. Your creation must be released under an Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share-alike license. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.